simple contentment. John, with his hearty laugh and calloused hands, was a carpenter by trade, a builder of dreams in his heart. Mary, his wife, was the very definition of warmth, her eyes sparkling with love for their 5 children. The 2 eldest, Lily and Daniel, were the embodiment of youthful energy, always chasing laughter in the sun-drenched afternoons. Then came the twins, mischievous Ethan and Emily, their giggles echoing through the house like wind chimes, and finally, little Noah, their youngest, his smile a beacon of pure joy despite the challenges he faced with his mobility. Life wasn't always easy, but they faced every hurdle hand in hand, their love the strongest bond. Theirs was a home filled with the aroma of Mary's baking, the sound of John's hammer crafting, and the constant symphony of children's laughter. They were a family woven from the threads of love, their tapestry vibrant and strong. John and Mary instilled in their children the values of hard work, kindness, and above all, the importance of family. They believed that together they could weather any storm. Little did they know, a storm of unimaginable ferocity was brewing on the horizon, ready to test the very core of their being. The piercing ring of the telephone shattered the serenity of the afternoon. Mary's hand trembled as she answered, her heart pounding with a nameless dread. The voice on the other end spoke in hushed, grave tones, delivering news that sent shards of ice through her veins. John's truck, involved in a collision, rushed to the hospital. The world around Mary blurred, the sounds of children playing fading into a distant hum. She rushed to the hospital, her breath catching in her throat with every frantic step. The sterile smell of the hospital, the hushed whispers, the palpable tension in the air all served to amplify the fear that gnawed at her insides. Time seemed to stretch and warp, each second an eternity. Then a doctor, his face etched with a grim sympathy, confirmed their worst nightmare. John was gone. His words struck Mary with the force of a physical blow, stealing the air from her lungs and leaving her gasping for breath in a world suddenly devoid of color. The weight of grief pressed down on Mary, threatening to crush her. John, her rock, her confidant, her partner in everything, was gone. Yet looking at the tear-stained faces of her children, she knew she couldn't afford to crumble. They needed her, now more than ever. With a strength she didn't know she possessed, Mary picked herself up, the pieces of her shattered heart held together by the unyielding love for her children. Days turned into weeks, each one a blur of grief and responsibility. Mary, her heart heavy with sorrow, navigated the complexities of their new reality. She found strength in the everyday rituals, preparing meals, reading bedtime stories, tending to Noah's needs with unwavering devotion. Each small act was a victory, a testament to her love and her commitment to keeping her family afloat in the storm that had engulfed them. Despite the ever-present ache in her heart, Mary soldiered on. Her days were long, her nights even longer, but she faced each challenge with unwavering resolve. Then a new terror began to unfold. The occasional nosebleeds, initially dismissed as stress, became more frequent, more alarming. A visit to the doctor confirmed her worst fears: cancer. The diagnosis hung in the air like a guillotine, threatening to shatter the fragile peace she had painstakingly built. The world, it seemed, was determined to test her spirit. Yet even in the face of this new adversary, a spark of defiance flickered within Mary. She had stared down despair before, had found the strength to carry on when everything within her screamed for surrender. She would fight, not just for herself, but for the precious lives entrusted to her care. For Lily's bright laughter, for Daniel's quiet strength, for Ethan and Emily's mischievous grins, for Noah's innocent joy. She would fight because that's what mothers do. They love fiercely, they protect relentlessly, and they never ever give up.